She is a Consolata missionary sister, a master of counseling, and a member of the Italian Union of Major Superiors, leading the organization's work against human trafficking. In this capacity, she is in charge of 250 nuns around the world who work to help young girls and women exit prostitution. One of them is Bakhita St. Louis Empowerment Network, a religious non-governmental organization based in Lagos, Nigeria, with the passion of combating against human trafficking in person, and provide survivors the medical care, psychological counseling, and financial assistance they need to heal from the trauma and rebuild their lives. Sister Eugenia Bonetti is a nun who works to rescue girls from being trafficked in Italy and help women leave the country's prostitution industry. And in the year 2013, she founded Slaves No More, an agency with the responsibility to restore the dignity of trafficked women and girls. Sister Eugenia Bonetti and Slaves No More has been pivotal in collaboration with Bakhita St. Louis Empower Network by providing packages to rehabilitate, reinstate and reintegrate the survivor of human trafficking sent to the villa from Italy and other countries where they are been brought from. Reverend Sister Patricia Ebegbulam and the team of workers at the Bakhita St. Louis Empowerment Network speak exclusively on the collaboration between Sister Eugenia Bonetti, Slaves No More and Bakhita Empowerment Center.
Now to talk about the collaboration between Slaves No More and Bakhita, there's no way I will not go back to the inception, because actually Sister Eugenia is the main person that helped us to start this anti-human trafficking ministry. And I will go back as far back as 1997, when I was president of Women Religious. That was the time Sister Eugenia Bonetti, working with the Women Religious of Italy, USMI, got in touch with the Women Religious of Nigeria and told us that many of our girls were on the streets of Italy, and what were we doing about it? So that was when, as a conference, we formed the committee COSUDO, the Committee for the Support of the Dignity of Women, and Sister Eugenia, as one in charge of the desk of anti-trafficking for the Women Religious of Italy, USMI, invited us out to come and see for ourselves how things were. And that was really the beginning of the collaboration. So that when we talk about collaborating with Sister Eugenia and with Slaves No More, I just see Sister Eugenia as the mentor and the inspiration that got us, the women religious in Nigeria, involved in combating human trafficking. And I remember one of the landmarks was the project of the year 2000, the Jubilee year. And the project that year was breaking the chains of slavery. So like we have been working, collaborating very much with Sister Eugenia Bonetti to combat human trafficking, especially to rescue Nigerian women, Nigerian girls caught in the web of slavery. And one of the landmarks too of the activities and the collaboration of Sister Eugenia Bonetti, like collectively, we went to the Bishops' Conference of Italy and asked for building of a shelter, and fortunately we got it, and we built the shelter for victims of human trafficking in Benin City, which was officially opened around 2011. So these are all the ways we've been collaborating with Sister Eugenia Bonetti. And then when we had to move to Lagos, because Lagos is the hub of anti-trafficking, of trafficking itself, because the girls going out being trafficked, they pass through Lagos, most of them. Those that are deported or return voluntarily come through Lagos. So Sister Eugenia, we agreed that it was necessary to have a center in Lagos. And that was how Kosudo had a center in Ikeja, in Lagos, and I was still there. Then, as a stage, as a growth and development, we then moved from Bakhita place in Ekpaja. That was in 2013. And 2013, Sister Eugenia came up with Slaves No More. She had been working in various capacities with women religious, with government, with various embassies and various bodies. And then she came up with this body, this group, this association, NGO, Slaves No More, was born in 2013, and incidentally, Bakhita too came up in 2013, and we have been collaborating very much with Slaves No More. Bakhita, we've been collaborating very much. This house, Bakhita House, was sponsored and financed by Slaves No More. As I said, 2013, Slaves No More. 2013, we came to Bakhita, and Slaves No More paid for the rent for 5 years, which kept us here for 5 years until miraculously the Lord built the new place for us. So that this is why we can accommodate about 30 treasures comfortably, because right now we are making use of both this one that Slaves No More paid for us, and also the new one that was built for us with the help of the Order of Malta, ITB, and Loyola Foundation. Now, the nature of this collaboration is that girls who either are deported or choose to return voluntarily, they come, Slaves No More sends them to Bakhita Villa or Bakhita Center or Bakhita Shelter. They send them, and usually they send them with a package for reintegration, for rehabilitation and reintegration. And in this package, there is provision for their reintegration for 2 years. So when they come to the shelter, Slaves No More, gives us money for their upkeep in the shelter, and then they go through counseling, training, various rehabilitation activities, and getting used to house chores, so that if some of them have skills, then we help to reintegrate them in accordance with their skills. But if some don't have skills, so they are trained to have skills. And when they have these skills, Slaves No More has this, it's an agreement, so that for 2 years, we reintegrate them, we get them a residential house for 2 years, so that they will live in dignity, because the focus is dignity. And then we also get them a shop for 2 years. Now, the whole idea is that after 2 years, they should be able to carry on from what their proceeds, they should be able to renew their rents and then move on. And well, in the process, some of them get married. We have some success stories of those who are happily married. And those who want to go to school, we train them in schools too. We have some, some evidences, pictures to show that. And between the 2013 and 2019, Slaves No More had helped us, Bakhita, to reintegrate about 25 treasures. We call them treasures, the victims of human trafficking. So they had been able to reintegrate about 25 of them. And about 50 of them have passed through Bakhita, because they are not, Bakhita also serves both as a shelter for those who want to stay and learn something, and then as a transit home too, because some stay here and then they move on to Kosudo in Benin City. Now, the people that stay here mostly are the ones who, for some reason, maybe they are running away from their traffickers, or they don't want to get involved with, maybe they are not sufficiently reconciled with their environment. It could be families, it could be associations. They may choose for one reason or the other to stay in Lagos. And then, of course, Lagos in Nigeria is like London. Many people like to live in Lagos, because for a better life. So then, why did I use 2013 to 2019? Why did I stop at 2019? Because when COVID came, then there was a break. And since then, there has been a serious break. People, they don't come in their numbers again from Italy as they used to come. They now come from African countries and from some of the other parts of the world, and some still come from Italy. But the beauty of this is that no matter where they come from, Slaves No More is still supporting us very much, still helping with their reintegration and rehabilitation. And then I think from this point, because by 2019, the project manager, Sister Gertrude, had come into the picture, and I think she can continue from now on.
I am Gertrude Elelegu, a sister of St. Louis, Nigeria province. I work in Bakhita St. Louis Empowerment Network. I work with Sister Patricia Ibebulem. As you rightly heard her say, I have been working as the project manager since I came here. Working in Bakhita has been a lot of experience for me. I've gained lots of experiences working with Sister Patricia, working with the treasures, and all those we have that have passed through here. I would say since 2019 till date, we have had about 100 treasures pass through here, which includes those who pass through here on transit and those who stay back for rehabilitation and reintegration. And some of them, as God will have it, we have been able to reconcile with their families, and some have been established in their businesses and they are doing well. That does not remove the fact that there are challenges along the way. Since I came here, I have experienced the I would say collaboration with Slaves No More and Sister Eugenia. It is true that many of them were reintegrated. Over 10 of them through Slaves No More have been reintegrated, And since 2019 till date, Slaves No More have been very helpful, especially with the rehabilitation of those who are in the shelter. The shelter here can accommodate 30 at a time comfortably, and we have some of them with their children at the moment. And since that 2019 till date, Slaves No More has helped us to take care of them, take care of their needs in feeding, in the maintenance of the shelter, even in some of them their trainings, especially those who don't have funders to train them, and then some for reintegration. We cannot tell our story, our success story here without the mention of Slaves No More. In the last year, I know that they have also given us some amount of money which we have used for the upkeep of the shelter and maintenance of the treasure. At the moment, there are 12 of them in the shelter with their children, making a total of 18 of them in the shelter at the moment. And I want to join my voice with Sister Patricia and the other members of team who work here with us to say thank you to Slaves No More and Sister Eugenia, without which we will not be where we are today and will not be able to do as much as we have done. And we pray that God will continue to bless you all in your endeavors.
I am Amina Agnes Ava, a sister of St. Louis, working with the sisters in Bakhita as a counselor. Since I joined the sisters as a counselor, I have been hearing about Slaves No More. And I fell in love with the name, Slaves No More. Sometimes, even when I'm tired, I'll tell myself, Slaves No More. And I see it as fun, as a source of encouragement to tell me to be free. I'm a free person, I'm not a slave. And so I use that opportunity to also to tell the girls, the treasures, you are not a slave, and don't allow anyone to slave you or to enslave you. As I borrow a word from 2024 slang, no grief for anyone. So no grief for anyone to enslave you. And so I help the treasures to assist them in their individual, emotional, mental, and personality issues. I listen to their concerns and problems and see and to develop a treatment that will help them to adapt to the new system of living. And then I journey with them to see that whatever that have happened to them is their past. There is still hope. As far as they are alive, they can move on. So I look into their issues, personality, problems, depression, traumas, anxiety disorder, and the sexually abused. So we look into all those things to see how they can come out of it, put it behind them, and move on with a new life. Embrace the new life and see that when there is life, there is hope. We wouldn't have been able to do that. A hungry man is an angry man. If not for the contribution of Slaves No More, they wouldn't have the energy or the stamina it takes to talk and sit and listen deeply to somebody trying to help them to adjust. And so we cannot but say a big thank you to Slaves No More Group for the support given to us to be able to help our treasures. Thank you so much. We are grateful. Thank you so much. More grace to your elbows.
My name is Philip Loy Uzoman. I'm the accountant of Bakhita Assembly Empowerment. We take care of the accounting parts of the projects. When we take in treasures, the treasures are the victims of human trafficking. We make budgets of each of these treasures, and we track in our inflow and outflow of all our treasures. And at the end of it, we give reports to all our clients and collaborators of what we have done so far with the inflow of the fund we receive from them. And a lot of our collaborators have been joining, mostly Kosudo and Slaves No More, most especially Slaves No More. They've been so helpful, and they've tried so much to support our movement and projects. And all their books at the end of each department and each section and each project ends is made and submitted to each one of them. So that's what I handle in my department.
All this is made possible by working in partnership with SAY.